Congrats and thanks that we got the support of Shastra taken by our minds. That support has to be held very strongly, very deeply, and grasping the indicated goal and the means with the faith in the goal, with the faith in the means. Those means also deeply, unambiguously, we have to understand. Keep on practicing. Then the promised sublime, wonderful goal of that infinite bliss becomes ours. Any jiva who has studied this and done sadhaka, all of them got it, so we also. So we can just have a thought as it is said in Shastras ki Bahunam Janmanam Ante or Aneka Janma. So how many lives we might have put to come up to this level of studying the Shastra and through that trying to know the divine. So to our own efforts, when we add this information, our efforts will have better flavor, better commitment in them, and more seriously we can do. Again and again, the mind tries to either quieten us or it tries to make us stranded or stagnant. If given a chance, the mind can take us away also from the path. Being alert about all these things of the mind with a buddhi, with these understandings which we shared just now, we have to go on countering, combating those destructive suggestions of the mind and inspire ourselves continuously as we put one by one step towards the goal. Inspire, walk little bit, feel contented or self-respected that you have done it. Some more. In that way, it should be a minute by minute basis, day by day basis, year by year basis. We, with our intellectual conviction, put the sadhana practice and then feel ourselves happy about it. Thus, we have to get conviction, we have to do it, we have to observe it that we have done, we have to feel that self confidence, and then some more steps. In this Adhyatmika sadhana, if somebody comes to our help, that is so great lucky. Even if nobody is there, we need not worry. We can help ourselves. We have all the abilities, capacities, and the God and Guru, whether seen or not, they are very much always there. So let us today also, through the study of 12th Skandha, Bhagavatam, in which some more teachings of Sutaji we will see. Through the study of 10th Skandham, in that the Rukmini, how she ascends Sandesha to Krishna to take her away from all that world of negative people. Same can be our prayer also, so we can learn. So too, today we will see the Rishi Chandra will conclude his teachings to Sampati regarding sadhana after he has narrated to us yesterday how the jiva in the womb of mother and remembers all his past lives, past karmas, past dukkha, including this one. And then he prays to God, give a chance, I'll only do the Vishnupada sadhana and reach to you so that there is no more Janma Maranadi Bhayankara Dukkha Samsara. So these are the various things today we'll do, and towards the end we'll have the Ashtotra Shatanamavali of Ashtalakshmi, one of the mothers. Let us start our meditative way of studying our Shastras. No comparison with others. Take for yourself. This is the best thing we are doing. Bhagavan Krishna's teachings very much there, just like in the strength we are seeing. Krishna alone is there in the every word of Bhagavatam, and that Krishna is none other than Sakshat Paramatma. Such a glorious Shastra we are studying. There cannot be anything greater than this. Therefore, don't yield to mind or anybody's suggestion. If they say you are not doing correct thing or you need not do this thing, they don't know. They are very immature. So let us not listen to them. We know what we are doing is the best. Om. 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं समस्तदेवताभ्यो नमः ऋषिभ्यो नमः मुनिभ्यो नमः गुरुभ्यो नमः ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः आचार्येभ्यो नमः भक्तेभ्यो नमः साधुभ्यो नमः साधकेभ्यो नमः तीर्थेभ्यो नमः क्षेत्रेभ्यो नमः नदीनदेभ्यो नमः शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः महाविष्णवे नमः ब्रह्मणे नमः सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नमः नारदाय नमः वेदव्यासाय नमः शुकब्रह्मर्षये नमः सूतमहामुनये नमः शौनकादृशिभ्यो नमः वैशम्पायनादिऋषिभ्यो नमः अत्र्यादिऋषिभ्यो नमः प्रह्लादादिभक्तजनेभ्यो नमः मत्स्यादि अवतारेभ्यो नमः आदित्यादिनवग्रह देवताभ्यो नमः श्रीदक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादिगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री आदिवराशक्तिमात्रे नमः मातापितृदेवताभ्यो नमः आद्यशङ्कराचार्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोदस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराण इतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत महासन्त ऋषीणां दर्शन अनुग्रह अनुभवप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः समस्तसाम्प्रदायसाधनानां युक्त समस्तशास्त्रज्ञान गुरुपरम्परा देवतापरम्परा युक्त पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्वशांति विश्वकल्याण विश्वेकता प्राप्त्यर्थं च तत्कृत समस्त साधक भक्तानाम् अस्मिन् परमाद्भुत धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये निर्विघ्नेन निराटंकेन निश्शत्रुणा समस्त शक्ति साधना संपदा सानुकूल्यतानां से प्राप्ति द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिव्य सिद्ध्यर्थं च श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य द्वादश स्कन्धस्य दशम स्कन्धस्यापि पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ द्वादश स्कन्धः ओमाभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते अथ षष्ठोऽध्यायः श्रीसूत उवाच Chant from Bhaktis 32 परं पदं वैष्णवमामनन्ति तद् यन्नेति नेतीत्यतदुत् उत्सिसृक्षवः विसृज्य दौरात्म्यमनन्यसौहृदाः हृदोपगुह्यावसितं समाहितैः तयेतदधिगच्छन्ते विष्णोर्यत्परमं पदम् अहं ममेति दौर्जन्यं न येषां देहगेहजम् अतिवादान् स्थितिक्षेत नावमन्येत कञ्चन न चेमं देहमाश्रित्य वैरं कुर्वेत केनचित् नमो भगवते तस्मै कृष्णाय कुण्ठमेधसे यत्पादाम्बुरुहध्यानात् संहिताम् अध्यमगाम् इमां शौनक उवाच पैलादिभिर्व्यासशिष्यैः वेदाचार्यैर्महात्मभिः वेदाश्च कथिता व्यस्ता एतत् सौम्याभिधेहिनः सूत उवाच समाहितात्मनो ब्रह्मणः परमेष्ठिनः हृद्याकाशादभून्नादः वृत्तिरोधात् विभाव्यते यदुपासनया ब्रह्मन् योगिनो मलमात्मनः द्रव्यक्रियाकारकाख्यं हित्वा यान्ति अपुनर्भवम् ततो भूतत्रिवृदोङ्कारः यो अव्यक्तप्रभवः स्वराट् यत्तत् लिङ्गं भगवतः ब्रह्मणः परमात्मनः शृणोति य इमं स्फोटं सुप्तश्रोत्रे च शून्यदृक् येन वाग्व्यज्यते यस्य व्यक्तिराकाश आत्मनः स्वधाम्नो ब्रह्मणः साक्षात् वाचकः परमात्मनः स सर्व वर्ण अकाराद्या भृगुद्वः धार्यन्ते यैः स्त्रयो भावाः गुणनामार्थवृत्तयः ततोऽक्षरसमाम्नायम् असृजत् भगवानजः अन्तस्थोष्मस्वरस्पर्श ह्रस्वदीर्घादिलक्षणम् तेनासौ चतुरो वेदान् चतुर्भिर्वदनैर्विभुः सव्याहृतिकान् सोङ्कारान् चातुर्होत्र विवक्षया पुत्रानध्यापयामास पुत्रानध्यापयत्तांस्तु ब्रह्मादीन् ब्रह्म कोविदान् ते तु धर्मोपदेष्टारः स्वपृथिव्येभ्यः समादिशन् ते परम्परया प्राप्ताः तत्तच्छिष्यैर्धृतव्रतैः चतुर्युगेष्वतव्यस्ता द्वापरादौ महर्षिभिः क्षीणायुषः क्षीणसत्त्वान् दुर्मेधान् वीक्ष्य कालतः वेदान् ब्रह्मर्षयो व्यस्यन् हृदिस्थाच्युतचोदिताः अस्मिन्नप्यन्तरे ब्रह्मन् भगवान् लोकभावनः ब्रह्मेशाद्यैर्लोकपालैः याचितो धर्मगुप्तये पराशरात् सत्यवत्याम् अंशांशकलया विभुः अवतीर्णो महाभागः वेदं चक्रे चतुर्विधम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ऋगथर्वयजुस्नाम्नां राशीनुद्धृत्य वर्गशः चतस्रः संहिताश्चक्रे मन्त्रैर्मणिगणा इव तासां स चतुरः शिष्यान् उपाहूय महामतिः एकैकां संहितां ब्रह्मन् एकैकस्मै ददौ विभुः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Friends, we are seeing Sutta Mahamuni's beautiful teaching to Shaunakadi as a sadhana. These slokas, particularly the numbering Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. These beautiful slokas of 32 and 33, in which all sadhanas are simplified and told, worthy of remembrance by us. In 32, which are first to become samahita, wherein faculties are controlled, then the goal, that is Paramatma, is fully ascertained. Other than him, nothing is our goal. Thereafter, Ananya Sauhrada, our Suhridayatvam is only to Paramatma. Our love, loyalty, liking, which are squandered and squattered in so many directions, all of them are brought single pointedly to the goal chosen. That is called Ananya Sauhrada. Then Visrujya Dauratmyam. Even though we have the Ananya Sauhrudatva, always there is, because of the habit, we are identified with the Deha, the Upadhi. Those Tadatmyas, those habits, try us not to do sadhana, but keep or force us doing those things which are in the, the fulfillment of the desires related to the Upadhi. Therefore, Visrujya Dauratmyam is one of the very, 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 very powerful but most required sadhana. That means what? Atmatadatmya with the Upadhi has to be reduced consciously by not catering to the Upadhi's demands of variety of things beyond the requirement for their survival. Otherwise, what happens is that which is continuously happening, wherein the Indriyas, when we consider them as Atma, then the Indriya Kamanas are endless. They never end. Throughout the day, throughout the life, the tongue wants the taste, the eyes want the rupa, the ear wants the sound, the nose wants the smell, and the body needs the comfort of the touches. So this Atma Bhava with Indriya, if it is not transcended, then it is called as Dauratmya Bhava, then it will go on demanding. So to the Deha Tadatmya, it goes on pulling us to the laziness level. And so too the Mano Tadatmya, various sankalpas, vikalpas, desires, imaginations, projections. Mind has such a terrible, tremendous capacity. It will go on not allowing us to do the sadhana, even though we have ananya sauhrudatva. We have pure loving for our sadhana, yet, like, you know, honest we are in that regard. But when it comes to practical, these tadatmyas with upadhi don't allow us to do the sadhana. Therefore, dauratmyam bhi chod dena padta hai. Thereafter, tat atat ut sisrukshu, and thereafter on the seat of meditation, everything which is not tat or paramatma, knowing that, with the practice of neti neti, neti neti, neti neti, they should be eliminated from our antakarana, which is again many, many lives of sadhana. So, not this, not this, not this is not my goal, this is not my goal. In this way, when that is done, we reach to the Hridaya. In that Hridaya, which is our own essential self, we discover and identify, that is poetically said here as Hruda Upaguhya. And that state of being is called Parampadam Vaishnavam. That Paramatma alone is there in and through all my upadhis and jiva bhava. The same Paramatma is alone there in and through the jiva bhavas of everyone, even the totality. So then Paramatma, same one, is expressing as all these, but we are lost in the in the expressions, not in the one who is expressing. And these expressions being limited, conditioned, stable calmness, stable quietness, stable peace, stable happiness, they are not going to give. They are not giving. That instability is called as samyak sarati, all the time constantly moving, called as samsara. Samsara matlab samyak sarati. Sarati is like in Hindi also sarakna, not remaining as it is but keeping on moving. So the moment we feel happy with one thing, that thing goes away. Whether it is the health of the body, or the taste on the tongue, or the people whom we love, or the objects outside which we feel comfortable with, they won't stay permanently. Therefore, that is samsara. And we try to make them permanently. Therefore, it is samsara. But they never stay permanently. We become miserable because of it. That is called samsara. But this Vaishnava Padam, which is all pervading Brahma Tadatmya, it never goes, never comes, never gets reduced. No birth, no disease, no decay, no death. Therefore, there are no samsaras in that experience. Therefore, Param Padam Vaishnava Mamananti Tad Yanneti Neti Tyatadut Sri Sikshavaha विसृज्य दौरात्म्यम अनन्य सौहृदाः हृदोपगुह्य अवसितं समाहितैः हृदा उपगुह्य अवसितं समाहितैः. The samahita people doing the above sadhanas, having reached to their own heart, the self, which is called as Vaishnavam Paramapadam Avasitaha, they just relax there. In the truth they are abiding in. Everything else, they know it is not real, it is only mithya. They don't give it any value more than vyavahara. That is how the Jivan Mukti sadhana here, our Sutaji is telling to Shaunagadi, which is practically demonstrated by Parikshitji having heard the knowledge from his Guru Shukadevji. So Shukadevji Parikshitji reached to the Vaishnava Paramadam of the self in his own heart. Therefore, he is so relaxed. Anything happening to Upadhis, Deha, when the Takshaka comes, bites, he is not disturbed. But the other Upadhis of Sukshma, Antakarana and all, he merged them in the Samashti. So this is how glorious sadhana. Again and again when we listen, slowly the clarity starts coming. As we said in the morning, any day, to get the clear picture, to practice it, to experience it, what is the basic thing is our own antakaranas shuddhi of its constant sattva guna lakshana. अंतकरण एकाग्रता में सत्वगुण में है, तभी जाकर ये ज्ञान बिना संशय का स्पष्ट रूप से समझ में आएगा. अब आया क्या देखो, नहीं आया अर्थ मतलब क्या हुआ, अंतकरण शुद्ध एकाग्र नहीं है. So therefore, through various parikarmas or upasanas, japa adi and detachments, viveka vairagya, antakarna should be brought into the Suddha Sattva Guna. With that, this knowledge, few times when it is heard and contemplated, the picture is very clear as to where to reach to and how to reach. Then keep on doing that sadhana, then we reach one day. Clear? Now the same thing is said in a cute, sweet form in the next sloka. Tayetadadhigachanti tadvishno paramam padam yena aham mameti daurjanyam na yesham deha gehajam. Tayetadadhigachanti vishnoryat paramam padam aham mameti daurjanyam na yesham deha gehajam. Yesterday, day before, 2 days we have spent for it. Today also we are just reminding, did we think about this thought about after the yesterday's class when we went home? Throughout today also, throughout till now, how many times this most important, crucial, subtle secret we have remembered? Who will reach to that Vishnoho Paramam Padam in the cave of their heart? Yesham na daurjanyam. What daurjanyam? Aham mamaiti daurjanyam deha geheshu deha gehajam. Aham meti daurjanyam na yesham deha gehajam. Aham mameti daurjanyam na yesham deha gehajam. Aham mama iti daurjanyam na yesham deha gehajam. So yesham deha gehajam aham mama iti daurjanyam na te etad adhigachanti Vishnoho yat paramam padam. So we said yesterday, prayers, sankalpas, now onwards are only for this. Bhagavan, for the Vishnu pada prapti, Vishnu anubhava, the parama pada anubhava, the obstruction of the dauratmya, daurjanya of having aham mama relation with the deha and geha. O Lord, please cut asunder, remove that. This is what is said in every of the Shastra in different languages. In Gita, if you see 15th chapter, Asanga Shastrena Drudhena Chitva. Same in 4th chapter, Tasmat Ajnana Sambhutam Hrstam Jnana Sina Atmana Chitva. Is it not? Though it is talked about the samshayam there, that can be interpreted as this Deha Gehajam Daurjanyam, that Deha is Aham and the Geha is Mama. All is one Paramatma Tattva only. There is no division to say something belong to somebody and not the other thing doesn't belong. You know, that morning class also, same thing we are studying. In that Ananda Mimamsa se pehle wale Bhaya topic, and that was based on the Antaram Kurute Ekatvam Prapnoti. Whenever one discovers Abhaya Pratishta in Brahman means what? Oneness with that Atman or Brahman. Adrushe, Anatmye, Anirukte, Anilayane, Abhyam Pratishtam Vindate, Atha Saha Abhayangata Bhavat. Yada hi eva esha sadhakah samsari jivaha etasmin brahmani ut aramantaram kurute atha tasya bhayam is equal to samsaram bhavati. Therefore, the two things, never ever forget the tadatmya with the atma, never ever allow the tadatmya with the deha and geha. Achieving perfection in this is called as achieving the experience with the Paramatma Tattva. Slowly, steadily, from the deep core of our heart, these tadatmyas we have to remove. Every sadhana which helps us to reach that is a very good sadhana. Knowing all sadhanas 10, 20, 30, experimenting them, whichever workable to us, suitable to us, having taken up that as a predominant sadhana for ourselves, we have to reach out to the detachment of tadatmya with the Deha Geha, and then identification with that Parampadam Vishnu. And this in other language in earlier skandhas, what we have seen, Paramatma with Upadhi is Jiva. Jiva detached with the Upadhi is Paramatma. I know. Man with the Upadhi, son is the bound Jiva called as father. Man without the Upadhi, sorry, the father without the Upadhi of the son himself is the liberated man. This has to go very deep. बट उपाधियों से मिलने वाले छोटे छोटे सुख कंफर्ट से आदत जिसको हुई ना, तुरंत उसको छोड़ने का मन नहीं होता. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट obstruction for anyone. But then slowly, by all disciplines at the Upadhi level, we have to discover the independence, freedom from them, so to say, that without identifying with them or without catering to its demands, their demands, without being slave to them, we can be alive, we can be calm and quiet, we can be peaceful. These things through experiments we have to discover. They are called as variety of upasanas, variety of the upavasa, the dikshas. All these dikshas loosen that strong feeling that I cannot be without catering to my upadhis. I cannot survive without fulfilling its demands. So, this strongly embedded notion from millions of life, because we are living like that, they can be reduced. Though these they are very important practical things to be done. Simultaneously along with study and the contemplation and the self, these things also keep we will once in a while go on doing, then it becomes easier for us. We have to experiment. Let us say that's what all tapasvins do. 1 year they are only in one meal a day. So by that the other two meal, without that I can't be alive. That notion is gone away. It's conquering. In the same way, without this object, that person, this involvement, this position, this indulgence, this embracement, I cannot live. These are all strongly made notions, not realities. Because I, the self, is a supporter of all of them without depending on all of them. Even though theory is this way understood, yet when it comes to practical, those fears, those inhibitions are there. So one by one, them we have to conquer. Some by practical means, some by intellectual understanding, some by remaining as the sakshi to them. And all of them are gone when we on deep seated meditation transcend all the annamaya, the upadhi, as it is said here, hruda upaguhya avasitam samahitahi, samahita होकर हृदय में स्थित उस परमात्मा को हम जब embrace करते हैं, so then automatically all else go. But to reach to that level, these things आराम से आसान से नहीं छोड़ते हैं. छुड़वाने के लिए these sadhanas. So the basic thought we have to understand, and then developing of that thought and seeing what practical things to be done. The basic thought is yesham na daurjanyam deha gehajam aham mama iti te etad adhigachanti vishnoryat paramam padam. Who don't have the daurjanya of aham and mama with deha and geha, they enter deep into their own heart and discover that paramapada paramavishnu. This is the main sentence. Then the development of thought, as we said, all these things. Slowly, steadily, little by little experimenting, by finding freedom from the deha, geha, slavery, we have to slowly embark on dhyana. And one of the effective techniques it what, as we said, for few years decide throughout the day, other than spending time for my discovery of Paramapada Vishnu in my heart, I am not going to attend anything. And to survive my own body, for the survival, what's required, as we said just now, once or twice a day, whatever minimum required, I do this. Again, go back. With this commitment, when you do, we will discover independence, freedom from all those so called habitual slaveries. This is what the tapasvins do. This is the meaning of tapasya. Why do they leave the house comforts and go to jungle? Why do they go and sit in that cave for the whole day, days together, only to remove these notions and remove the dependency, which is only conceptual, which is only habitual, which is not real at all. So, to a great extent, when the detachment is gained, then the mind intellect is calm, quiet, and that calm, quiet, single pointed mind, gathering the sattva guna, will be able to comprehend that sublime truth. And then, as we try to identify with the truth, the need of this intellect also disappears. So, we discover we are actually that. ये मजेदार अनुभव है. It's like the river merging in ocean. In that you can imagine कि river is saying मैं तो actually ocean हूँ. अपने आप को एक नदी माना, भागता रहा. You know that nadi, what is nadi doing while merging in ocean? It is saying मैं तो actually ocean हूँ. So to the aham, which is there with the upadhi so far, is detached from the upadhi, and this aham is uniting with the pure paripurna aham, that is the parampadam vaishnavam, which is mentioned here, which we call as brahman or atman or satyam jnanam anantam. These are all the indicators, but the experience alone is real, which has no explanation. So, te etadadhigachanti Vishnoryat Parmam Padam. Then comes Aham Mameti Daurjanyam Na Yesham Deha Gehajam. Secretly, this thought has to be very strongly entertained and do not be forgotten. Like earlier in our classes, many good things of this sort we learned, but 2 दिन का तो भूल गए, 3 दिन का कोई भूल गए, कोई तो उसी दिन भूल गए. और ये वाले बात हमेशा याद रखने वाले, है ना? So any day or any way or by all efforts, one day I'll reach to a stage of no daurjanyam in the bhavana of aham mamamita, this stula deha and all the outer things. कुछ भी करके या साधना ये करके या जो करना है करके मैं इस स्थिति में पहुंचूंगा. Then with that calm, quiet mind, freed from its slavery to deha geha adi, I focus on myself, I reach it out. Param padam vaishnavam yat te etad adhigachanti. Then, what are the sadhanas that are helpful? See, what was said in our Yoga Darshanam also. The parikarmas are told. No, sorry, the 14 antarayas are told. Then, tat pratishedhartham ekatattva abhyas. What are the ekatattva abhyasas? Enumeration started in the next 7 sutras. Now, what is the first one? Maitri, Karuna, Mudita, Upeksha. Huh? Towards whom? सुख दुख पुण्य अपुण्य अपुण्यात्मनां भावनातः चित्त प्रसादजम चित्त प्रसादनम. So in vyavahara life, when we do the maitri with the sukhi, karuna with the dukhi, then mudita with the punyatmas, upeksha with the papatma, and related such type of sadhanas, when we do this type of vyavahara, avoids the formation of vasanas, avoid the formation of identity with the upadhis, avoid the what you call unnecessary reactions that happen in our mind while conducting in the world, which helps the other parikarmas by which the 14 of the antarayas can be removed. So here also, when we want to give up Deha Geha Tadatmya, when we want to enter into Vishnoha Paramam Padam, in our conduct in the life, these 3 things we have to be very, very careful about. Because there are some places where 100 sadhanas are told, 50 are told. There are some places there are only 2, 3 are told. Both are the Karuna of Shruti Mata. The ones who can do with full enthusiasm, बताओ जितने भी साधना मैं कर दूंगा, for them 150. So you say some only, you tell all we can't, but these few should help us in a tremendous manner. For such people, the kind, compassionate gurus and Shruti Mata give simple sadhanas. Simple means few sadhanas. So the first of the 3 sadhanas are what? The first one is Ativadan Stitiksheta. Second one, Navamanyeta Kanchana. Third one, Nachemam dehamashritya vairam kurveda kenachito. How important is this? And we told you, though we are doing this for the spiritual evolution, it has two other beautiful byproducts of discovering calmness, quietness, and peace in mind, and in our vyavahara relation with the world also. It being so soothing and beautiful, we don't create enemies around us. We are at ease with the world. More than that, world is at ease with us. Therefore, instead of cursing us, the world blesses us. Ativadan stitiksheta. Never ever react. Only have titiksha for the ativada coming from others in the form of speech, in the form of actions, in the form of any other attitudes or thoughts. अब उसको हमको अतिवाद कर करके थक कर चुप होना चाहिए. हमें अपने तितिक्षा को नहीं छोड़ना. And in this again, though we have not spent sufficient time to contemplate on this because of the hurriness of the subject study or other topics, and we have to move ahead. One or two things are what यदि तितिक्षा करने का अर्थ already we saw from Viveka Chudamani. In a simple language, it is what the four types of responses we can have when the world approaches us with this ativada. One is what outside reacted, inside reacted. Second is what? Outside not reacted out of fear or anything that we may get defeated, but inside reacted. Third is little matured one. Outside reacted for self-protection, etc., but inside calm and quiet. But the fourth is highest, neither outside reacted nor inside. To the ativada. Just like satsang. बाहर कोई response नहीं, अंदर कुछ घुसा नहीं. Highest titiksha. Huh? No response outside in the form of doing any sadhana. Inside तो ज्ञान गया ही नहीं. हाँ, some people eat so much, but पता नहीं पतला ही दुबले ही रहते हैं. अपन भी वही है. We eat so much of satsang, but remain पतला दुबला in our knowledge. So in the same way, out of four, the best is the fourth one. Ativadan titiksheta. Logics, reasonings we have given yesterday. It makes us disturbed. It makes us identify the upadhis. Our sadhana and goal is knowing the Paramatma. And these things come either because our prarabdha or Bhagavan is sending to test our integrity. So with all these reasonings, logics, final is what? Titiksha of Ativada of everyone, outside as well as inside. Just be a hathi going in bazaar. Let kutte bhonke hazar. Not thinking that they are kutte again. Don't devalue, disrespect anyone. Just the quotation is like that, so we uttered it. And not only we don't react, retaliate inside, outside, also don't have the enmity or hatred towards that being, whoever it is, from whom that ativada, the words of insult, humiliation, etc. are coming. Censorship. Clear? We should not form opinion about anyone because the main maja we will miss. Maja is what? In whatever the worst also in the world ultimate, we have to discover the existing God. God is already there. हमको उनको पकड़ना है. See Bhagavan Krishna when he killed Kamsa or Shishupala, their Jyoti entered in Paramatma means what? Paramatma has not valued their outer upadhis of enmity or hatred. He has seen his own self in them. That self merged in him. Outside, as a dharma samsthavaka, he had to punish them so that others are taught a lesson. That is a part of the operation. है ना, पार्ट ऑफ द ऑपरेशन. काटते हैं शरीर को, फिर टांके डालते हैं. That's all part of it. So too this is an operation, that's it. But otherwise, the Jyoti merging in the Lord is, Lord knows that he is his own self, whether it is Shishupala or whether it is Kamsa Adi. Outside they may be Dushta at their Jiva Adi Upadhi level, but in and through what is functioning is one Paramatma. That Paramatma is neither Papi nor Punya, it is our own self. He is no way separate from us. So we have to discover that identity. Therefore, we should not have enmity with anybody while forgiving, while not doing any reaction, while extending that titiksha when others comes to us with ativada, ativada and titikshet. Then from our side also, we may be better positioned because of money, status, or even knowledge, or some of the sadhana, siddhis. Yet, don't belittle others or humiliate others. Na avamanyeta kanchana. And the reason is same. In and through every expression, the divine Lord is there who is my goal. Then how can you do the avamana to that being in whom God is fully permeating? In every being coming in front of us, both are there. Paramatma and the Jivatma. If you have reacted, you have voted for Jivatma. If you have voted for Jivatma, you will definitely react. If you don't react, you have voted for Paramatma. If you have truly recognized Paramatma in Him, you don't do that avmana. Always choice is ours. Knowing the existence of this choice, executing this choice by choice continuously till it becomes the only way of life is sadhana. I refuse to accept the upadhyukta jiva in everyone. For me, deho devalaya. Proktaha, every deha is devalaya, and in that jiva is devaha sanatana. Deho devalaya proktaha, jivo deva sanatana. This rigidity, fanaticism, let us say, without its negative fragrance, is called sadhana. If that ruthlessly strongly we don't acknowledge the presence of Paramatma, equally ruthlessly strongly, if we don't reject the importance given in our heart to the Jivatma and we take it lightly, then the overlapping of these two and predominance of accepting Jiva as real continues. Then we are not sadhakas. We have to be rigid and ruthless, refuse to accept the Jiva there and strongly accept Paramatma only in him. The Prahlada Adi sadhakas are like that. We are talking about na avamanyeta kanchana. Second point. After first one, Ativada and Titiksha is when they come to us with Ativada, how do we react? From our side only, when we find ourselves to be little better than other because of any of the upadhyaya achievement, how do you respond to that situation? Do you do the avamana to anyone? When avamana to kanchana, the पेड़ पौधे लोअर जाति के हैं, पशु पक्षी भी लोअर जाति के हैं, और इन द मनुष्य ऑल्सो ब्राह्मण बोल के बाकी तीनों को, क्षत्रिय बोल के दोनों को, वैश्य करके नीचे वालों को, छोटो धनवान निर्धन को, पढ़ाकू अनपढ़ को, पोजिशन फेलो अनपोजिशन को, अवमान जो हम करते हैं ना, इवन इन द ड्रीम ऑल्सो वी आर डूइंग इंसल्ट टू गॉड. When you are rigid, strong in not doing so, then the upadhi we are rejecting, upadhikrita bheda is rejected, then the nirupadhika, one common substratum, atma upamena sarvatra sampashati, that stage we will be reaching. That is the goal of ours. Is it not? Parampadam Vaishnav. that परमपदा विष्णु का हमारे हृदय में सबके हृदय में हमको अनुभव के रूप में पाना है ना. वो अनुभव आने तक बाहर अंदर में ये साधनाएं करनी है. This Ativada and Titiksheta, Namanita Kanchana, not only outside, it is inside main. आउटसाइड का रिएक्शन आधा घंटा 1 घंटा होता है, कभी कभी 2 मिनट में. बट अंदर अगर हम रिएक्ट करें तो जिंदगी भर हमारा पीछे पड़ता है. देखो एक्चुअली न अवमान करना अंदर की बात. This we can't do. Therefore, 30-40 पहले साल में somebody has insulted us. Still we feel that anger, anguish. 40 साल हो गए. फिर भी there is no titiksha of others ativada, and inside ourselves are doing avamana of cursing that fellow. See the maya of the mind. Because of it, all through these years, even now, we are not able to quieten our mind to see the real Paramatma in ourselves or in that person. We also only are living as Jiva identified Upadhi. We are looking at that also as Jiva as Upadhi, through Upadhi. So when will we discover Paramatma Graisima? In this way, towards how many people's Ativada we are reacted, and to how many people we have the Avamana. Here, Avamana means it's taking anybody as other than Paramatma and lesser than us. I am holier than you. That type of thing. And अवमान का एक ही बात है. देखो, when we take the highest standpoint ना, explanation becomes easier. What is the highest standpoint? Anyone, if he is not taken as Bhagavan, and in any way you take him, you have done avamana of that person. In this highest standard way, if you take up, it sorts out wholesale may all problems. And it's a fact also. I told you a few months back in a simple humorous manner कि a person is introduced on the dais to the audience. He is a wonderful person, very highly great student. He has done his graduation. हाँ वो सुनकर वो बंदा जिसकी तारीफ हो रही है, he is feeling miserable only. He is not at all happy. When he is praising, he has done this, that. Why he is not feeling happy? Because he has done post graduation or let's say PhD or MPhil. To do the PhD or MPhil or post graduation, should he go through the graduation or not? Yeah, they were saying that he is graduate. Is it right or wrong? See the observation. It is right because without graduation he cannot do PG and all. But it is wrong because when he has done the higher study, taking that as the basis, you have to praise him. Otherwise, it's an insult to him. In the same way, in every being, whatever the expression of Jiva is there, it is true, but it is like a graduate. But in that expression of Jiva, is there Paramatma or there not? Paramatma is very much there. Therefore, instead of seeing Paramatma, if you see any other expression, that is avamana only, like that person insulted. In 100 cases, it is. When you talk about him, he knows 9 languages. Still, he feels miserable. Why? Because he knows 11 languages. Is it not? Around 10 countries he has visited for his great programs. He becomes miserable because he visited 20 countries. There are 50, the 5 lakhs of followers are there for him in his Twitter or anywhere. I don't know what it is. He feels miserable because there are 2 millions, 4 times of 5 lakhs. Everything is insult only there. All said is right, but at the lower level. Higher you have to say. So to any expression is Bhagwan. अब इतना वेदांत सुनने के बाद एवरीथिंग भगवान, ये तो पक्का होना चाहिए. एंड दैट भगवान का भाव अंदर बढ़ते बढ़ते दर्शन मतलब ध्यान के द्वारा भाव का जाकर अनुभव में बदलना है. फॉर दैट द obstructions are the vasanas. Obstructions are habitually seeing the world as real, as other than God. To remove that, these sadhanas. Ativadan titiksheta navamanyeta kanchan. The positive aspect of it is what? Forgive and forget all the things which happened non-positive was, and positively from our side. Now, avamanyeta kanchana means what? Start revering, respecting all as we revere, respect God. मैं तुम्हें इतनी गाली दे रहा हूँ, फिर भी तुम मेरे को पूजा कर रहे हो, क्या बात है? गाली देना तुम्हारा हक है और पूजा करना मेरा ड्यूटी है, बिकॉज आई एम ए साधक. Can we reach to this height, this extreme position? The other fellow is hinting, hitting, everything is doing, but we are seeing only divine in him. Prahlada does that. Although Rakshasas on the order of his own father were killing him, but he has not seen anyone other than God even in them. That's called as Avamanyata Kanchana. Highest standard is by calling anyone as anything other than God, it is an avamana to them. We are not going to do it. And we feel it embarrassing, etc. But it's a fact. Early morning when get up, all people who were related to us in this life past, who are in the present, whether it is a scavenger, is a servant, whether it may be दूध वाला पेपर वाला एक बार सबका राउंड करा के परेड all are Bhagavan only. If you do this sadhana, this is more practical than just studying all these shastras and doing nothing. Therefore, remaining as same useless jiva, suffering with identity with the upadhi and suffering with the ativada from others and avamana to others. What is use of all this study when even little transformation also has come in us? Transformation won't come with mere study. We have to do the sadhana. साधना करना आता है, करने वाले चीज को ही साधना कहते हैं. साधना करने से साथ मिलता है, नॉट सिर्फ जानने से. In the same way, night before sleep, whole day let's make a parade. You have seen a chipkali there, you have seen a dog there, you have seen a fellow very terrible like a gunda there. You have seen a cute child. We have seen so many, no? See the Leela Paramatma in so many expressions. By this practical practice only, the wrong practice of seeing the God but naming him as all these, which was going on from many lives, slowly can be removed. Those who are claimed by others as saints, before they become saints, what practice they have done is this only. At the height of that practice, it become an experience because it's a truth. What is the truth? Any form it is Bhagavan. The moment they experience it, the sainthood is there in him. And his way of talking, walking, all become so purified, seeing that people feels he is a God man now. How many years required he must have done this sadhana of Ativada Titiksha, by which Jiva Upadita Atma is gone away. Then Avamanyata Kanchana, by which we have refused to see anybody other than God in anybody. सो अतिवादित दीक्षा से अपने अंदर का जीव और उपाधि तादाद में चला जाता है और दूसरों को अमान नहीं करना और उनमें केवल भगवान को देखने से भगवान के अलावा दूसरा जगत जीव है ये वाला भावना चला जाए ऑल द भावना ओनली होल माइंड क्रिएटेड ओनली टुडे और yesterday in the Mundaka Upanishad Guru said there Shruti Mata then the Bhashyakara. So while explaining अग्निर्मूर्धा चक्षुषी चंद्र सूर्यौ दिशश्रोत्रे वाग विवृदाश्च वेदाः देन प्राणो हृदय वायु प्राणो हृदय विश्वमस्य तो हृदय विश्वमस्य while explaining to this the bhashyakara said hृदय means antakaranam so bhagwan's antakarana alone is entire vishwa while saying this commenting this shankara bhagavan says entire world is in our own mana. For example, Sushuptau na upalabdhatvat. In the sleep, there is no world because there is no mind. When we wake up, there is a mind, and in that the world is there. Therefore, mental imaginations and taking the forms and names as truly real and separate are the causes by which one common substratum Paramatma is not seen. That wrong habit is removal is called sadhana. Same thing we are studying in our yoga darshanam also, wherein by that samapatti, what is done? Chitta, which is the culprit, which is seeing Paramatma and naming him as different through different vrittis, that chitta is made to merge in the experience of the truth. So chitta itself उसमें लय हो गया तो उसको मौका ही नहीं है कि इस जगत को शब्द अर्थ नाम रूप के रूप में नाम करने को या नेम करने को. Yoga darshan also is achieving same thing. The culprit is our own mana and its vrittis. This mana, by getting avamana with the words of people, sustains the ego and the upadhi tadatmya. Same mana, by doing avamana to the others, takes the others as somebody other than God. Therefore, the inner God is forgotten, the outer God is forgotten. The inner jiva is strengthened, outer other jivas are strengthened. Therefore, jiva jiva ladai. So Paramatma discovered. Therefore, if you want to recognize Vishnoho Paramam Padam in the Guha, these two are very essential. Ativadan Titiksheta, Navamanyeta Kanchana. Now, these two are better done when the third thing also is included, which is actually basis for the other two. What is that? Nacha imam deham ashritya vairam kurvita kenachit. Very powerful. Hmm. It is also exactly like what we detailedly explained the first two things. So, the actual thing is what? Ki don't have enmity to anyone. Enmity with anyone happens only because of स्थूल और सूक्ष्म और कारण देह तादात्म्य. एनिमिटी रखोगे तो इसका तादात्म्य बढ़ेगा, इससे तादात्म्य बढ़ेगा तो the शत्रु भाव with others vairam बढ़ेगा. So they are negative things complementary to each other. The absence of them also complementary. The more we don't have the enmity to others, then our tadatmya with deha gehadi go away. So to the more we reduce the deha tadatmya, to that extent our vision changes to see the world, so we don't see him as enemy. It's just like I'm a very hungry person and I want to be an eater. Then only when the food is served there, other person also is seated, I will see him as an enemy. है कि नहीं? लाइक एक ही मैंगो है या मैंगो का टुकड़ा है या एक ही चॉकलेट है और मैं भोक्ता बनना चाहता हूँ. बट अदर फेलो ऑल्सो इज योर कंप्यूटर, हु मे बी योर ओन ब्रदर और सिस्टर, you will see enmity in him. So I am Tadatma with the Pranamaya Kosha. The Pranamaya Kosha is hungry, it wants to eat that thing. Then other person is taken as vairi or enemy, competitor. Then what would यार ये नहीं होता तो अच्छा होता, मैं अकेला खा लेता, मैं खुद ही खा लूँ चुप के, all this comes. And with that enmity in the mind we suffer. Finally, out of obligation, we say, yaar, tum bhi le lo aadha. If other fellow says, no, 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 I love you, you only eat it. Immediately the enmity toward that goes away, that fellow. Vairam gone. Because he is not a competitor to it. When he is not a competitor to it, it is not in our hands. कभी कभी वो खुद ही पूरा चीज ग्रैब कर सकता है. But I myself can withdraw from that competition, no? That withdrawing from competition is said here. कि देह को माध्यम बनाकर देह के सुख दुख के लिए जो वस्तुएं हैं उनके अपेक्षा के कारण उनके प्रतिद्वंदी जो हमारे प्रतिद्वंदी उनको पाने के लिए जो दूसरे हैं उनके साथ वैर भाव मत रखना. इमं देहमाश्रित्य वैरम न कुर्वेत. इज इट नॉट? इमं देहमाश्रित्य वैरम न कुर्वेत केनचित्. And all actually, he is telling in that way, subtle manner, Sutaji. But what we have to understand from his what? Every vairam in the world is deha ashritya. And extend it. Either deha is thula or is deha sukshma. कारण देह में कोई वैर नहीं है, दोनों सोते. सो न एवं देहम आश्रित्य वैरम कुर्वेत केनचित्. सो मैं स्थूल सूक्ष्म शरीर के लिए जो चीजें मैं जरूरत मानता हूं उनके कॉम्पिटिटर दूसरों को देखकर आप वैर भाव को न उत्पन्न करना. और मेरे स्थूल सूक्ष्म शरीर के तादात्म्य से इन दोनों को कोई कुछ कहते हैं या करते हैं उसको भी लेकर वैर भाव एनिमिटी किसी से नहीं करना. It goes with the earlier shloka also. And we have explained it in detail. If somebody is scolding or insulting my body, agree with him because I also do the same thing and I don't mind it because body is not me. Somebody is scolding my habits, my mind, my intellect. अरे यार ये सब उपाधियों में है, उपाधि माया का है, मेरा उससे कोई संबंध ही नहीं. See that Mahatma, when the disciple said, "Oh Guru, when they have insulted so much, why didn't you react?" The Shri Guru says, I have not received it only to react. If you have received, you go and react. He said. In the same way here. If we identify the upadhi, then we do the vairam. अपनी तरफ से ध्यान से रहो बस. I myself am wanting to get out of my own upadita adhatmya to discover my own self. So in that case, basing on this deha, no ever formation of vaira bhava with anyone. If this one principle is practiced practically, there will be nobody enemy to us anytime. It is million examples, like when we go in train or bus, somebody is occupied the seat. Then the enmity comes in the mind. That is deha masritya only. Because my deha, I want to make it seated. Everywhere it is so. न चेमं देहमाश्रित्य वैरं कुर्वेद केनचितो. Feel the subtlety of this shloka, of which explanation doesn't allow to clearly understand. कल बताया ना हमने कि कुछ चीजें एक्सप्लेन करने के टाइम उसके भाव जो है गट जाता है. These shlokas are of that top, that type. They have to be felt in our mind more than explained or understood in the intellect. थोड़ा तो समझ लेना है, बट फील करना हो किसी से मैं ये देह के तादाद में कारण वैर भाव का उत्पन्न नहीं होना करना. Here Deham said, but it is a set. Second two shlokas ago, he added one more thing with a Deha. What is that? Geham. But Deha ke liye hi Geha hai. If or in the Deha Geha is added, but if you don't take it like that, then we have to be reminded that here we have to add one more word Geha. Nacha imam Deham and Geham ashritya vairam kurvita kenachit. Why Geham is not said here? Because श्लोक में फिट नहीं होता. सेकंड इज व्हाट गेह इज फॉर देह ओनली. अब देह के लिए तुम नहीं लड़ रहे हो तो गेह के लिए क्यों लड़ोगे? गेह देह के लिए तो है. गेह मीन्स हाउस. House means it is a all inclusive. House means household things, the things which give comfort, things give which give us pleasures, happiness, security. इन सबको वहां गेह का अर्थ में डाल लेना हमको. गेह मीन नॉट ओनली द हाउस विथ फोर वॉल्स. इट इज एन idiom way of saying. In that, all your furniture, your eatable, your utensils, your using clothes, your bed sheets, your ACs, coolers, सारा आ जाता है. उनमें से किसी के लिए किसी से वैर भाव नहीं रखना. सो गेहम एंड देहम, देह गेह आश्रित्य किसी से वैर नहीं करना. Why? How do you do that? When I myself say this deha and geha are not me, then for its sake, है ना, एक बंदा है और किसे लड़ रहा है. अब इस बंदे का आप सपोर्ट ही नहीं करोगे अगर ये आपका संबंधी नहीं है तो. Is it not? He's not. I'm not related to him. Why should I support? So too, I'm not related to Deha and Geha. Why should I support that Deha Geha and do the enmity with others? This type of very conscious, very subtle sadhana at the thought level. अब उस स्थिति में हम और 3-4 साल लगातार शास्त्र सुनने से शायद पहुंचेंगे. पहुंचेंगे भाई शायद. Let us trust on God's grace more on than our own effort. Guru's grace. Ability to be in the sadhana at the mind level all the time of rejecting the identity with the upadhi and establishing the identity with the Paramatma. 24 घंटे उसी में रहना, किसी को नहीं पता. बाहर ordinary normal we are living and inside we know going on saying neti 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 to the upadhi soham 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 to the nirupadhika atma. करते गए like japa. What is japa? Trying to chant that name Om Namo Narayana, not allowing other thoughts to come. What is puja? Taking the form as God and doing puja to Him, not allowing other thoughts related to that idol or in general not to come. So, to what is dhyanam? The Vyatireka of the Anatma, then Anvaya of the Atma. Is it not? Therefore, all through the day, we are rejecting the Upadhi, we are identifying the Atma. 24 घंटे करना है. कर करके so strongly you have to establish in this thing कि upadhis are there but there is no aham mama dauratma with them. Daurjanam is not there. And the atma vastu स्पष्ट रूप से it is inexplicable but experiential. बोल नहीं पाते लेकिन हमको पता चल गया हम वो सच्चिदानंद, वही आत्मा सच्चिदानंद मैं हूं. देखो थियरी सुन ले, प्रैक्टिस करते जाए. थियरी सुनकर कन्विक्शन एंड clarity of understanding, conviction, and inspiration to do. sadhana should grow. And while doing the sadhana with inspiration, we should near to the experience. In this way, complementing both theory with practice, we can really evolve. And when will that happen? The final thing, never ask that question. Keep on doing. Charai veti, charai veti, charai veti. चलते बढ़ो चलते बढ़ो चलते बढ़ो, एक दिन पहुंच जाएंगे. बस, रुक जाना नहीं तो कहीं हार के चलते जाओ चलते जाओ. इन्हें कांटों पे है तो चलते जाओ, मिलेंगे बाहर के जो भी है. सो अतिवादान तितिक्षेत, feel that I am not going to react to anybody's any ativada. Navamanyeta kanchana, either in the mind or through the words, I don't disrespect anyone. I will see divine only in them, and in that respectful, reverential manner only. I'll have the thought in me, I'll have utterance to them. Whether it is a small person, younger person, middle aged or old, whether rich or poor, lower than me or higher than me, all that criteria is nonsense. For me, only one criteria. In everyone, the same God is there. God is to be respected by me, therefore I respect all. देखो, गॉड को सब में देखोगे तो रेस्पेक्ट बढ़ेगा. रिवर्सली, रेस्पेक्ट को बढ़ाते जाओ तो गॉड दिखेंगे. समटाइम वो करे, समटाइम्स ये करे. And third one is nacha imam deham geham ashritya vairam kurvida kenachit. And when we ourselves give up the geha adi, minimum we keep with us. And इसका एक्सट्रीम, ये तो भागवत पुराण है, तो पुराणों में ये बात खुलकर नहीं बोलते हैं, बिकॉज ये कथा प्राधान्य है इसमें, खासकर गृहस्थ आदियों के लिए ज्यादा है. बट अदरवाइज इसका अर्थ क्या है? न न वैरम कुरिया देह गेह मीन्स व्हाट? बी ए सन्यासी. Because sannyas is the only one who has given up geha and the deha, therefore he has nothing of his own for which he'll have to do the vairam with others. खुद ही छोड़ दिया उन्होंने. तो खुद ही छोड़ने वाला संन्यास स्थिति में जाने से पहले इन दोनों के आधार पर किसी से वैर नहीं करने का प्रैक्टिस कर. प्रैक्टिस करते करते द कैपेसिटी टू इवन डिटैच फ्रॉम दीज टू कम, देन वी आर sannyas. Sannyasa is not in taking ochre robes, but it is inside. But the inner thing can be enhanced by taking the robes and reminding ourselves that we are in this stage. Otherwise, continue to be in the grahastha dress, then you justify that I am in this dress na, तो गृहस्थ. तो गृहस्थ में रहने के कारण ड्रेस पहने के कारण गृहस्थ माने, और अल्टीमेटली छोड़ा ही नहीं उसको. ये विचित्र माया होती है बाय द वे. So to the sannyasi. He is not a pakka sannyasi inside, but he took the dress. Therefore, dress reminds him he is a sannyasi. The sannyasi reminder gives value to the dress. In that way, because of the outer dress, inside also he transforms. Like because of the outer holding on to the gruha, he continues inside to be a grahastha, even though he is 90 to 100 years age. That is how geha न च imam deham ashritya vairam kurveda kenachit is a really high state of evolution. Involving only in this knowledge of this subject, we have to keep on practicing, it will happen. Then comes Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Krishnaya Kuntamedase Yat Padamburuhadhyanatu Samhitam Adhyagam Imam. So my salutations to that Bhagavan Krishna, in brackets Krishna Dvaipayana, who is Medha is so much because he is the Narayana's Jnana Amsha expression. That Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasa, I salute him. Yet Pada Amburuha Dhyanat means by my devotion at the feet of him, he Samitam Adhyagam Imam. Now, in this, some secrecies are there which are too crucial for you and I. Tomorrow we'll discuss them. The one of them is what? From here we must know more than our outer efforts of hours together struggles. Inside, when we have the dhyana bhakti too, the Veda Vyasa Bhagavan Charana, our study of Bhagavad becomes more profound and effective. देखो कह रहे हैं कि सिर्फ उनके चरण का ध्यान करने से मेरा यह भागवत का अध्ययन हो गया, to such an extent that I became a speaker now. Sutta ji is saying. So therefore, more than our human efforts, it is the grace of Guru and God which gives us knowledge, conviction, pushes us on the path, sadhana, till we reach the goal. This belief is called Shraddha. When that Shraddha and our Parishrama, they go together, sadhana is less obstructed, swifter and quicker. What it is, let's see tomorrow. Then tomorrow, Shaunakadi will ask, Ki, tell us about Vyasa Bhagavan and Shishyas, how he has done the spreading of this Shastra Jnana. Then to say all those details, he begins with explaining the Janma or the expression of Omkara. These 6 shlokas which talk about the Utpatti of the Omkara, Mahima of the Omkara. So beautiful. When we add these two, our Mandukya Upanishad's Omkara description, put together, it becomes a beautiful knowledge. I'll take 1 or 2 days to study it, let's say, to explain, to talk. एक दिन में होगा तो एक दिन में कल देखते हैं. सर्वम कृष्णार्पणम. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री कृष्ण शरणम मम. श्री भागवत शरणम मम. श्री सद्गुरु शरणम मम. श्री सूत शरणम मम. श्री शुकदेव शरणम मम. श्री व्यास शरणम मम. श्री नारद शरणम मम. श्री कुमार शरणम मम. श्री ब्रह्मा शरणं मम. श्री विष्णु शरणं मम. श्री परब्रह्म शरणं मम. श्री कृष्ण शरणं मम. शरणं मम. शरणं मम. ओम श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे. हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. Friends, 2 years back, this mantra we discussed and they proved that most profound, most deep, most complete meditation and prayer is this mantra, this Sankirtana. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Natha Narayana Vasudeva. In these 7 things, the entire sadhana is there. Just reminding after more than 1.5 years. In this only, if we understand it and do it, all prayers, all meditations are there. So first one, Sri Krishna, is that Lord who is in the idol in front of us. In the picture who is in front of us, as a alambana of whom we are starting to become sadhakas. First stage of seeing the God. Second stage is what? Govinda. Seeing the Lord as the one empowering our indriyas. Go means in Sanskrit indriya. In English, go means class छोड़ के चले जाना. Don't go. So go vinda, gam vindati means indriyon ko chalane wala. If we can discover the Lord's presence behind our functioning of the indriyas, we have come to the second level of the spiritual evolution of discovering God. Third one is Hare, the one who is taking away all our dukkha and pains when we become devotee to Him by recognizing His presence. That is the third one. The remover of the dukkhas, remover of the ajnana causing the dukkha. And to whom this ajnana and to whom this dukkha belongs? To the ego there, that ego is mura, therefore murari. If we have reached the level of surrendering our ego to Him, we have discovered the Lord as murari in us. In the idol, if you discover, Sri Krishna. Behind the functioning of faculties, if you discover, Govinda. In the removal of dukkha again and again and avidya, if we discover Him, He is called a Hare, Haranath Hare. If we discover Him in surrender, egolessness, then we have discovered Him as Murari. Then when we discover He is the one who is managing our life of all upadis, then we discover Him as He Natha. Then when we discover Him in our own heart, as our own self, Narayana. Finally, the same self of the God, when you discover in everywhere, every being, it is called as Vasudeva. That Deva who vasati everywhere. That Narayana who is there in my own heart as my own self. Then He is the Natha in whose presence my entire this individuality's functioning is happening. This upadis. And Murare, the surrender of the ego. Then Hare, remover of all the dukkha. Govinda, making function all the 14 faculties. 5 Jnanendriya, 5 Karmendriya, 4 Antakarana. And that Sri Krishna is in front of us in the form of the idol or the one whom we have studied in the Puranas as Krishna Bhagavan. One mantra so powerful. Daily, if you do that, then we can recognize the Lord beyond and Lord immanent. तो चित्र में भी वही है, इंद्रियों में भी वही है, दुख निवारण में भी वही है, हम को काम कराने में भी वही है, हम के परे भी वही है, सबका अनाथ भी वही है, सब में व्याप्त भी वही है. श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव. Our goal is Vasudeva. We start with Sri Krishna. Vasudeva means that pure conscious existence, which is all pervading. Rather, that conscious existence is the one in which all the desha, all the kala, all desha kala baddha, entire universe is appearing. Morning class for the Telugu people, Mundakopanishad. अग्निर्मूर्धा चक्षुषी चंद्रसूर्यौ दिशश्रोत्रे वा विवृताश्च वेदाः प्राणो वायु हृदय विश्वमस्य पद्भ्यां पृथ्वी एष सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा तस्मात् च साम यजुंषि दीक्षाः यज्ञाश्च सर्वे क्रतवो दक्षिणाश्च. All that. This one mantra, is it not enough for meditation? That's how. In that way, millions of mantras in our Sanatana Dharma, जिनमें एक मंत्र को भी पकड़ो, you will reach the goal. Hundreds, thousands of them. Okay. मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं. स्वर्गे सत्ये च कैलासे वैकुण्ठे नास्ति अयं रसः अतः पिबन्तु सद्भाग्याः मामा मुञ्चत कर्हिचितों. नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराणं दशमस्कन्धः उत्तरार्धः तद्विपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः. श्रीशुक उवाच श्रीकृष्ण उवाच श्री रुक्मिणी उवाच. तो कृष्ण रुक्मिणी नारायण लक्ष्मी देवी. सो एक बार पाठ करके कृष्ण का तो वी हैव डन यस्टरडे, रुक्मिणी संदेश वाला टुडे विल स्टडी, बट चैंटिंग पूरा कर लो. ओम कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण उवाच. कच्चित् द्विजवर श्रेष्ठ धर्मस्ते वृद्ध सम्मतः वर्तते नातिकृच्छ्रेण संतुष्ट मनसः सदा संतुष्टो यर्हि वर्तेत ब्राह्मणो येन केनचिदो अहीयमानः स्वाद्धर्मात् सह्यस्याखिलकामधुको असन्तुष्टो सकृत्लोकान् आप्नोति अपि सुरेश्वरः अकिञ्चनोऽपि सन्तुष्टः शेते सर्वाङ्गविज्वरः विप्रान् स्वलाभसन्तुष्टान् साधून् भूतसुहृत्तमान् निरङ्कारिणः शान्तान् नमस्ये शिरसा सकृतो. कच्चिद्वः कुशलं ब्रह्मन् राजतो यस्य हि प्रजाः सुखं वसन्ति विषये पाल्यमानाः समे प्रियः यतस्त्वमागतो दुर्गं निस्तीर्येह यदिच्छया सर्वं नो ब्रूह्य गुह्यं चेतो किं कार्यं करवाम ते. एवं सम्पृष्ट सम्प्रश्नः ब्राह्मणः परमेष्ठिना लीलागृहीतदेहेन तस्मै सर्वमवर्णयत. रुक्मिण्युवाच. श्रुत्वा गुणान् भुवनसुन्दर शृण्वतां ते निर्विश्य कर्णविवरैर्हरतहुङ्गतापं रूमं दृशां दृशिमताम् अखिलार्थलाभं त्वय्यच्युतः विशति चित्तमपत्रपं मे कात्वा मुकुन्द महती कुलशीलरूप विद्यावयो द्रविणधामभि आत्मतुल्यं धीराः पतिं कुलवती न वृणीत कन्या काले नृसिंहवर्णरलोकमनोभिरामं तत्मे भवान् खलु वृतः पतिरङ्गजायाम् आत्मार्पितश्च भवतोऽत्र विभो विधेहि मा वीरभागमभिमर्शतु चैद्य आरातु गोमायुवन्मृगपतेर्बलिमम्बुजाक्ष पूर्तेष्टदत्तनियमव्रतदेव विप्र गुर्वर्चनादिविरलं भगवान् परेशः आराधितो यदि गदाग्रज एत्यपाणिं गृह्णातु मेन दमघोषसुतादयोन्ये शोभाविनि त्वमजितोद्वहने विदर्भान् गुप्तः समेत्य पृतनापतिभिः परीतः निर्मत्य चैद्यमगधेन्द्रबलं प्रसह्य मां राक्षसेन विधिनोद्वह वीर्यशुल्काम् अन्तःपुरान्तरचरीमनिहत्य बन्धोन् त्वामुद्वहे कथमिति प्रवदाम्युपायम् पूर्वेद्युरस्ति महति कुलदेवी यात्रा यस्यां बहिर्नववधूर्गिरिजामुपेयात् यस्याङ्घ्रिपङ्कजरज स्नपनं महान्तः वाञ्छन्त्युमापतिरिवात्मतमो पहत्यै यर्ह्यम्बुजाक्षस न लभेय भवत्प्रसादं जह्यामसोन्मृतकृशान् शतजन्मभिः स्यात् ब्राह्मण उवाच इत्येते गुह्यसन्देशाः यदुदेव मया हृताः विमृश्य कर्तुं यच्छात्र क्रियतां तदनन्तरम् इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां दशमस्कन्धे पूर्व उत्तरार्धे रुक्मिणी उद्वाह प्रस्तावं नाम द्विपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रीकृष्णा शरणं मम। श्री रुक्मिणी माता शरणं मम। देखो रुक्मिणी प्रसंग, that is why after the अध्यात्म रामायणम we are given the अष्टलक्ष्मी पारायणम। देखो ये वो कॉम्बिनेशन हो गया कि नहीं? We have not thought it like that, but the same time Rukmini Krishna Prasanga and the Ashtalakshmi Ashtottara Ucharana chanted. That is the meaning of the Devi and the Mata and Bhagavana, Krupa and Karuna. They have on us. They are seeing us, our efforts, and they are slowly guiding, blessing us from within. This is how we have to discover the grace and blessing. It's an accidental hua, it's just like that coincident. Then this is a rough and tough way of talking. It may be true, but is it going to help in sadhana? And what helps in sadhana is the right thing, na? So our faith in God grows. Also, Bhagavati Mata Lakshmi as well as Bhagavan Krishna, both are blessing us. Then you feel it, is it not? That confidence grows in us. And the desire for sadhana or Bhagavan grows. That is how we have to help ourselves. Otherwise, give a chance to this wretched mind or the wretched minded people outside, they will comment anything. They have never heard a Shastra or studied, they live only the world life, never ever value these words. You just study Shastra, refer to it in taking decision, do exactly what is said in Shastra. Nobody should be authority to us. Shastram Pramanam. भगवान कृष्ण खुद कहते हैं यार मेरे को मत सुन, शास्त्र में जो है वो पढ़ो तुम, मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ शास्त्र में तो रेफर कर लो, डोंट इवन लिसन टू मी यथेच तथा कुरु, बट शास्त्रम प्रमाणम ते कार्य व्यवस्थित हो। अगेन रिपीट्स ज्ञात्वा शास्त्र विधानोक्तम, शास्त्रोक्त विधानम ज्ञात्वा कर्म कर्तुम विहारस। Never ever yield your mind to those who create the ashraddha towards all these things. So to our own negative or lower minds thoughts. वेर इज कृपा? अगर कृपा होता तो तबीयत ठीक होना चाहिए, कृपा होता है तो पैसे मिलना चाहिए। अरे ये तो आध्यात्मिक कृपा है यार, इसमें ज्ञान बढ़ रहा है, इसके बाद ये तबीयत वाली शरीर और पैसे के ऊपर आधार ही नहीं है, आधार होने की जरूरत ही नहीं, डिपेंडेंट। We are not given in pure spirituality the physical health or money. By giving us physical health or money, our identity with Upadhi is strengthened. We are pulled into samsara more. In the true spirituality, the blessing is that knowledge of the self, because of which the identity with the body, the need of the money are transcended, by which the slavery is transcended once for all. Vedanta dissolves problems, it doesn't solve. Because when you solve a problem, another problem crops up. बीज से निकाल देता है कि नहीं? मैं देह ही नहीं हूं, ये बात पता चला तो देह का जन्म जरा रोग मृत्यु से मैं क्यों लेना देना मुझे? Is this not the permanent solution? I am in my own self bliss. Why do I need outer objects? For the sake of outer objects only I need money. See, a pure spiritual student catches this subtlety. Then he will not expect the result of spiritual sadhana in the form of the outer achievements. That is anyway the work of the Vyapari, work of a pseudo bhakta, or the bhakta for whom the God is the means, the world is the goal. We were all that for many lives. But in this life, after studying the deep Bhakti and Vedanta Shastra, for us, when the means is Bhagavan, goal also is Bhagavan, not the world. Therefore, we always see, has my knowledge grown, has my devotion grown, has my detachment grown, has my identity with the upadhis reduced. In these terms, we measure the benefit of spirituality, not in terms of because I'm coming to class, my wife should listen, my husband should listen my words, my children should follow my. ऐसा नहीं होता. That insisting ego will be transcended in Vedanta. The husband hood is removed. There's no poison when there's no hood. You are a ordinary, simple, humble husband to her. Go and serve her. That's it. Take her also as Devata. Devi. You understand? This वेदांत का ज्ञान का फल भौतिक वस्तुओं के रूप में नहीं देखना, उनसे छुटकारे के रूप में देखना. Clear? Now, in this Bhagavatam, in this sixth, Bhavanva Sarga, chapter, Adhyaya, in this 10th Skandha, Uttarardham, beautiful topic of भगवान कृष्ण एंड ब्राह्मण संवाद. थ्रू ब्राह्मण तो कुछ कहा नहीं, भगवान ने देखा. वी हैव सीन लॉर्ड कृष्णा's ब्रह्मण्यत्व, how reverential to him. We'll not see all details. Last 4 days we are studying. So too, while doing his praise and upasana only, Bhagavan is reminding also the duties of Brahmana. While reminding the Brahmana the duties of him, he is telling other three Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra how one has to respect and revere that Brahmana, because he, a true Brahmana, is a Kamadhenu for the entire world. Then in the Brahmana Lakshanas, Trupti and not going away from Swadharma. Now, in the continuation of it, this shloka is so embarrassing even to study. You know, भगवान says कि ऐसे ब्राह्मणों को मैं बारंबार 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 सर झुकाकर नमस्कार करता हूँ. You know, if you have heart and if you are concentratedly listening, दिमाग दिल है और एकाग्रता से सुन रहे हैं, तो when Lord is saying these words, how much he is giving importance to the Brahmana with these qualities. See, शिरसा असकृत नमस्ये. शिर झुकाकर एक बार नहीं, असकृत मीन्स एक बार, असकृत मीन्स नॉट वन टाइम, मीन्स मेनी टाइम्स नमस्ये. ऐसे ब्राह्मण को कौन है वो? विप्रान, दोज आर विप्र. फर्स्ट थिंग, स्वलाभ संतुष्टान, contented with whatever is there, no greed. Second one, sadhun, who have got only one thought of goodwill and good nature and good behavior. Sadhu means शास्त्रोक्त विधान से जीना, in terms of doings and not doings, do's and don'ts. Never using his own dimag, dead dimag or teda dimag, which justifies doing wrong, which justifies avoiding the right thing to do. That's called sadhu. An example is what? Let us say I am a disciple of my guru. Whatever he tells me, without ifing and butting, exactly I do that and that only, and not do anything if he doesn't say. That is called my sadhutva. We have to be sadhu in this world. Ki through Shastra, what Bhagavan tells us to do, let us do that. So, Salabha Santushta, Trupta contented. Sadhu, just behaving as per Shastra. Third one, what? Ki Bhuta Suhruttama. To every being is called that the desire of welfare of all and doing whatever he can do for the well-being of everyone. That Bhuta Suhrut. Here, Bhuta is the common noun. To every being, it is maybe a small little ant up to anybody. Sabka bhala chahna. सुहृत का अर्थ क्या हुआ? जिनके हृदय में ऐसा सुष्ट भाव है जिससे वो सबके भलाई के लिए काम करेगा, बिना कोई स्वार्थ का, अहंकार का, बिना कोई क्लेमिंग का. दैट्स कॉल्ड सुहृत. A little higher than the mitra. Mitra is the one who is at the level of give and take. When the giving stops, he also stops giving. When you don't give me, I also stop giving you. That's called mitra sthiti. Suhrut is what? Whether you give or not, whether you acknowledge or not, you need it and I can do and I am doing it. Without looking back for your gratitudes or reciprocations. That is Suhrut. Added to this is what? In the heart. the prayer for the well-being of you. Even expanding it when it is for the whole universe, that's called Bhuta Suhruttama. So, in this person's mind, from the Devata Drishti, let all the Devatas, Adhisthana Devatas, Yaksha, Kinnara, Kimbusha, Santa, Charana, so to the sun, moon, star, and earth, the mountains, the rivers, the birds, the animals, every one of them should be safe and secured, solidly happy. That thought is the sign of Bhuta Suhruttama Vyakti. सारे भूतों के प्रति खुश सुखी से वो सब रहे, ऐसे भावना जिनमें है, इज कॉल्ड भूत सुहृत, नॉट बायस्ड. That is the place or the thing from which heart these prayers in our Sanatana Dharma come, where we say, Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Shamno Astu Dvipade, Shanchatushpade. All these mantras are born from it. Not even one jiva should suffer in this world. Not even one, whoever it may be, whatever it may be. That is called Bhuta Suhruttama. Therefore, every being in the world should get their food, should get their shelter, should get their safety, security, should not be troubled by anyone in the freedom, in its own survival, existence, and freedom. This is called the harmonious way of life. Is it not? That is how the Bhagavan created the world in a harmonious manner. In that, the human being started doing a mischief with his Swartha, and he has destroyed the balance of the whole world. Now, the same human being, how to restore it, because it is Badhyata. Therefore, such prayers are the ones which restores the normalcy, which is Bhagavan's creation, where there is not even a being suffering. भगवान दुनिया को भूतों के दुख के लिए निर्माण नहीं करते. हम खुद ही आपस में मिलकर बेवकूफी से जो भगवान का वो नहीं करते हुए खुद का और सबका दुख को निर्माण करते. Is it not? Bhagavan made trees. Through the trees they plant fruits come. To eat fruits and be happy. Who told you to make all the mixed up objects in the world and then sell them those poisonous goods? Then the eaters will die. पेड़ ज्यादा उगाओ, फल आएगा, अब खाओ, अनाज आएगा, खाओ. मैनिपुलेट क्यों कर रहे हो? That Bhagavan has not done. We have done. Therefore, we are suffering. Let the big extension then. One idea is given. More is not required. So Bhagavan says, such a bhuta suhrut, then nirahankarina. Those are zero in aham. देखो, अहंकार को छोड़ने का अहंकार भी होता है. सबसे डेंजर है, वो दिखता नहीं, बहुत बहुत गंभीर होता है, मुश्किल है उसको छोड़ना. So the one who is aiming at not claiming anything in all the three periods of time, in the expression time, Ishvara only is expressing through me. If that is withdrawn, I am one with him, merged in him. Either I exist as him only through me, or I merge in him. But I don't stay as a separate entity, other than him also, other than the world also, with my own personal upadhi. That attitude is called nirahankar. थोड़ा मुश्किल है समझना, बट जरूरी है समझना. सबसे ज्यादा जरूरी है अभ्यास करना. Nirahankarinaha, then Shantan. When the above four are done, where is any reason for him to be disturbed in his mind? Absolutely peace. Here Shanta means what? Kamana rahita, kamya karma rahita. Karma phala sakti rahita, bhoga sakti rahita. Absolutely at ease and peace, that Shanta. सच ब्राह्मणों को मैं असकृत नमस्ये शिरसा, नमस्कार सर झुकाकर बार 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 करूंगा मैं. How important is this? We have seen it. So to the your Raja, is he okay? Are you happy in his kingdom? ये ब्राह्मणों का हो गया, क्षत्रिय का. Then any Raja who properly ruling kingdom, making the subjects happy by providing them the due things, not the undue, due things. That Raja I love. Saha me priyaha. Bhagavan spoke this also. Then directly is addressing, with so much of troubles taken, you have come all the way. There must be a sincere, genuine reason. Please tell me if it is not to be hidden, if it can be told. And more importantly, what can I do for you? Kim karyam karavama te. Te is plural. Tubhyam te, आपको भी. तो आपका क्या कार्य है मैं कर सकता हूँ? हे ब्राह्मण देवता, उतने दूर से यहाँ तक आए, कुछ तो मन में होगा। सो यतः तमागतः दुर्गम विस्तीर्य इह, यतः मीन्स फॉर व्हाटएवर द रीजन you have come crossing this ocean, and to me yad ichchaya, there must be some baliya ichcha in you. Sarvam naha bruhi aguhyam chet, please tell me in detail if it is not to be hidden. Then kim karyam karavami, then after saying so, you only tell me what can I do also. ब्राह्मण देव को भगवान कहते आप ही बताओ, ऑर्डर करो क्या करे. बट दिस ब्राह्मण आल्सो knows that though he is saying to me as a kshatriya lower than me and as a manushya, but he knows is भगवान कृष्णा. How can you order भगवान? ये भगवती ने मैसेज दिया और भगवान को देना है. That you feel as धन्यता in सेवा. This Brahman is so wise. He never advises Krishna. Because Krishna is Kshatriya, Krishna is human, but Krishna is Bhagavan also. When he behaved as a Kshatriya and human being respecting the Brahmana, this Brahmana should also recognize him as Bhagavan and respect him. Like when you respect me as Swami or Acharya, I also should respect you as a wonderful, serious, sincere students and sadhakas. With such a divine, so many rare qualities. It's mutual. So here also, he also acknowledges. He doesn't reply. Doesn't advise Krishna. That will be at the end. But now, when Bhagavan said like this, evam samprushtah samprashnaha. So in this way, that Brahmana who was very beautifully inquired about his own welfare, etc., and also asked about the purpose for which he has come, that Brahmana, by whom? Parameshti. Parameshtina means the one who is supremely worshipworthy. You call as Uttama Shloka. Uttama Shloka means Kirtana. Uttama Shloka is who deserves the highest praise. Same is the meaning of the word Parama Ishti. Ishti means the one to whom we do Yagna Yaga. So Parameshti means the one who supremely deserves all our worships. And who is the one? Paramatma only. Yagno Yagnapatri Yajva Yagnango Yagnavahana. So by that Parameshti, when this way this Brahmana was inquired about the welfare and they inquired about the purpose of coming. And this Parameshti kaun hai? Leela Gruhita Deha. Who for the Leela took the human life. Dehena Tasmai, to that Krishna who asked like this, who is in the human form for the Leela, to him Sarvam Avarnayato. That Brahmana has done the Varnana. So here Brahmana Vacha is not there, straight away Rukmini Vacha is there. Therefore, it may be a Patrachara or he may be carrying all those words, were bottom by hearted, same he might have uttered there. Both are same, no? पत्र में लिखा रहना और वो जो लिखना था पत्र में मुख में रखकर बोलना, both are same. So in that द्वारका आदि, in that place, कृष्ण भगवान का उस जगह पे एक जगह है जहाँ ये क्या कहते हैं, ये पत्र लिखते हैं जो अनमैरिड है, तो then they get marriage and all. Now Rukmini Uvacha, 6-7 श्लोकास, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1, 7 और 1 8 श्लोक हैं. Let us see one by one how much it can be done in 5 minutes also, 5 days also. The first shloka, Rukmini Uvacha. We try to catch for our sadhana also whatever is to be caught. She says, Shrutva Gunan, having your gunas, having heard your gunas. Hey Bhuvana Sundara, hey, the most beautiful enchanting in all the 3 universes. Bhuvana means the Brahmanda, Aneka Koti Brahmanda. तो अनेक कोटि ब्रह्मांड के सब में से सारा सबसे ज्यादा सुंदर है. दैट इज वन मीनिंग. सेकंड इज भुवन में जहां कहीं किसी को भी सुंदरता है, द गिवर इज यू ओनली. थर्ड इज वर्ड द सुंदर भुवन रूप. भुवन के रूप में भगवान अलोन इज देयर. So all the 3 meanings you can take out of Bhuvana Sundara vocative address. Hey Bhuvana Sundara, Shrutva Gunan, Shundvatam. So whoever are listening your Divya Gunas, to those listeners, te, those great qualities gunas of you, Nirvishya Karna Vivaraihi, through the ear holes having entered into the heart, ki harataha angatapam. So they are removing the tap of all sorts of the listeners of your gunas. This I heard. मतलब हिंदी में बोलो तो ये सुनकर कि आपके गुणगानों को सुनने वालों के कान के द्वारा उनके हृदय में जाकर उनके सारे अंग प्रत्यंगों का ताप दूर करते हैं. ताप इज अगेन ऑफ टू टाइप्स, सम डिफिकल्टी के कारण एक ताप होता है, कोई कामना के कारण भी ताप होता है ना? दुखाग्नि कामाग्नि, दुख ताप काम ताप. Therefore, by removing the dukkha as well as by fulfilling the kamana, you remove the tapa. How? You enter. How? When they listen to your gunagana. Through those gunaganas, you enter into their heart and remove their all tapa. Anga tapa means स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण अंगों में जो भी ताप है. सो ये मैंने सुनवा कि शृण्वताम कर्ण विवराई निर्विश्य हे भुवन सुंदर सुंदर हरतः अंगतापम इति श्रुत्वा. Now, this is a very contemplative thought. For understanding it, you have to study entire Bhagavatadi Puranas, in which so many bhaktas charitra who, by listening about Bhagavan's guna, they developed in their heart the devotion to the Lord. The devotion made them do upasanas and prarthana. With upasana and prarthana done with devotion, Bhagavan has come in different forms and removed their tapa. अब ये सारा हमको पढ़ना होता है इसको समझने के लिए. तो मैंने ये सुना कि योर गुणगणास, पीपल दोज हु हियर, थ्रू देयर इयर्स, थ्रू दोज गुणगणास, you enter into their hridaya and harataha, you have done the harana of angatapa, sarvatapa of anga. Anga is the sukshma sthula karana sharira. Sharirika tapa bhi, manasika tapa bhi, bauddhika, indriyaka, whatever the tapa. Again we told you, tapa because of the roga adi, tapa because of the kamana apurti, and mainly the Lord removes the tapa subtly this way. Ki when he enters, the entry of him, he being the Ananda Swarupa, gives us so much Ananda, then the desires themselves get vanished. भगवान अपने स्वरूप का आनंद देकर आनंद के लिए जो डिजायर्स के द्वारा जगत के पीछे भागना होता है ना, वो सारा झंझट खत्म करते हैं. दैट इज द एक्चुअल मीनिंग ऑफ तापम हरतः. No, it is a pure Vedantic thought. Vedantic thought is what? What is the guna of the Paramatma? Lord Krishna's guna is Dayamaya, is Karunamaya, is Premamaya, is Kshamamaya, is the fulfiller of our desires. These are all the Saguna Sakara Paramatma's gunas. What is the Nirguna Nirakara Brahma guna? Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Now, when we listen this Satyam Jnanam Anantam guna Brahman again and again and recognize that Brahman in our heart, Yoveda Nita Guhayam, will not all our tapa born out of Panchakosha Tadatma go away? They go away. Both in the Bhakti Bhasha and Jnana Bhasha, we should be able to understand it for our sake. Here it is Rukmini saying. She says, I have heard that whoever listens to your Gunagana, Nirguna Nirakar ke bhi ho, Saguna Sakar ke ho, their all tapa go away. One I heard. Second thing what I heard, कि श्रुत्वा देखने इज रूपम दृशाम, ये भी मैंने सुना कि those people who look at you with their eyes, रूपम दृशाम दृश्यमताम अखिल अर्थ लाभम, it is that कि they experience the लब्धि of all the अर्थ. तो आपके दर्शन से ही सब कुछ मिल गया, ऐसा अनुभव आपको दर्शन करने वालों को हुआ, ये भी सुना मैंने. So two things I heard. Seeing you is a fulfillment of all the artha. Here artha means dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Now the study both of the things independently. So uparwala is araha angatapa means all the dukkha nivrutti is done. Here the arthalava means dharma, artha, kama, moksha rupi, four purusharthas, which is the obtainment of ananda, that positive is gained. So the dukkha nivrutti by listening to his glories, sukha prapti by looking at him. Therefore, listening is Saidhantika Jnana gaining, by which the Paramatma is Satya, Jagat Mithya is understood. Therefore, the Jagat ke prati all kamanas go away. When kamanas go away, dukkha goes away. Second, having darshana of Bhagavan means what? Vedanta mein, having darshana of Bhagavan as our own self. Bhagavan being the Ananda Swarupa, so we get that Ananda. Ananda Prapti is Akhila Artha Labham. स एष आनन्दयाति. Is it not? को हि वान्यात् कः प्राण्यात् यदेष आकाश आनन्दो न स्यात् एष हि एव आनन्दयाति. तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद एंड रुक्मिणी का वचन, बोथ आर सेम. सो वेदांत क्या है? पहले सुनकर दुख से दूर हो जाओ, फिर अनुभव करके भगवान को, आनंद को पाओ. दुख निवृत्ति by knowledge, सुख प्राप्ति by experience. Knowledge is that the world, Lord alone is real, world is mithya. Then why do you desire mithya world? Don't desire. The moment you drop it, dukkha is gone, like you expect from some person something. As long as you expect, you are miserable. 1 year, 2 year, 10 years. One day, suddenly you discover that independent and say, I don't want anything from that fellow. That very moment, the load of dukkha which was happening in last 10 years dropped in a moment. Why the dukkha was there? From the mithya jagat, we are expecting some satya sukha. Dukkha is not a dukkha, it is an absence of sukha. Why the absence of sukha? Because you are searching for sukha in a place where it is not. Therefore, when you listen to this Vedanta, Krishna kas Nirguna Brahma Rupa, he alone is Satyam, Brahma Satyam, Krishna Satyam, Jagat Mithya, then you stop running. Is it not? Stop running in the mirage water, then that palpitation dukkha goes away. Are bagal mein there is a small lake, go and drink water, you are happy. Thirst is gone. That lake is Paramatma. Therefore, though it is said devotionally, आपके दर्शन से सकल अर्थ मिल गए और आपका गुणगान सुनने से अंदर का सब गुण ताप दूर हो गया, it is devotional way. A devotee finds all fulfillment in looking at the God in the whole world. And also, he has no misery because miserable entity he is not there because he is soaked in listening to the glory of God. मैं नामक चीज ही नहीं हूं तो मुझे दुख कहां से होगा? कहां से कहेगा तुम? भगवान के गुणगान सुनने में मैं रम रहा हूं. I am reveling in listening to his glory. When I am in his glory, where is me? मेरी गोरी हो गई. मेरा ग्लोरी है कहाँ पे? This is the only way. By listening to Gunagana of Bhagavan, our ego we have to eliminate. Ego is the cause of misery. Ego is miserable entity. उसको भगवान का सगुण साकार गुणगान को सुनने में या निर्गुण ब्रह्म का ज्ञान में उनको दफना देना चाहिए. These are the very sublime. That's why these shlokas are very powerful. Unless you have the Vedantic vision, deeper meaning you can't understand. Even then, never mind, रुक्मिणी माता ने कहा, आपके सुंदर रूप को देखकर सब कुछ मिल गया, ऐसा भावना होता है. आपके दिव्य गुणों को सुनकर ऐसा भरोसा आपके ऊपर होता है कि सारा ताप होते में निकल जाता है. ऐसा मैंने सुना. सुनकर क्या हुआ? Having heard these two things about you, because I never saw you. I have never seen you, nor I have done the dhyana of your guna, not heard much of it, but I heard about the stories of people who have got these benefits by looking at you and listening to you. ये सुनकर मुझे क्या हुआ? श्रुत्वा त्वयि अच्युत आविशति चित्तम. My chitta is fully submerged in you, apatrapam me, without any shyness or shame. So shamelessly, my chitta is hooked on to you. To they say this also, I have no shame or shyness, oh Krishna, having heard these two. So the आपका गुण महिमा, आपका रूप महिमा. Having heard these two, त्वयि अच्युत आविशति चित्तम. My chitta is entered into you. Apatrapam. And for that, I had no inhibition or hesitation. This is called as Ishvara Pranidhana Dva in devotion. Tajjapaha tadartha bhavanam. Then he does, when we do the pranidhana, he does the abhidhana. When he does the abhidhana, vidhyana, immediately all the vritti nirodha happens. Idam vrittis go away, aham vritti goes away. Then vritti rahita, shuddha aham is experienced. So the yoga, bhakti, vedanta, मिश्रण से हमको undoubtedly the knowledge बढ़ता है. Now she justifies in the next shloka. Her chitta being offered to Lord Krishna. This we'll chant today, see tomorrow. Ki katva mukunda mahati kulashila rupa vidya vayo dravina dhama bhiratmatulyamam vidya vayo dravina dhama bhi atmatulyam धीरापतिं कुलवती न वृणीत कन्या काले नृसिंह नरलोक मनोभिरामम. Two words she is using for the Lord. One is Mukunda, second is Nrusimha. ये मुक्ति देने वाला मुकुंद और नरों में सिंह is a Nrusimha is not, she is referring to the avatar Nrusimha fourth one. She's saying that Simha like in the Nusim. Like you say na Bharatarshava, Manujarshava, Devarshava. So she says Simha means the Raja of the whole jungle. So Nusimha means Manushya mein Shrestha. So not the Nusimha Avatara. She can remember also. Krishna to Vishnu ही है. So here Nrusimha, मनुष्य में सिंह के समान. Because she heard like a lion how many Rakshasas she killed. And the latest one in Mathura was few years back, that huge elephant Kuvalayapida. So lion alone can kill the elephant. Like a lion, he pounced and fought and plucked its dantam tusk with that बड़ा 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 मार के उसको मार के और दंत को ऐसा लगाकर he came to the Rangamanch. So Nrusimha and Mukunda. No, it is a very poetic, beautiful say. She says, who is that woman? Who? Ta. Who is she? Ki twa. Having seen you, having known about you. Who are you? Kula, Sheela, Rupa, Vidya, Vayo, Dravina, Dhamabihi, Atmatulyam. Who are equivalent to me in all these categories. Not lesser. Some places more only, if not more equivalent. Having known you with these gunas, who is the one, the woman, when she is, if it's Dhira and if it's Kulavati, as a pati, why will she not choose you, that Kanya? Batao. Ka he twa navrunita Kanya patim. Why will not that Kanya do the varna of that person as pati, who is having equality with Kula, equal with Sheela, equal with Rupa, equal in Vidya and the Vaya and Dravina and Dhama. In सब में आत्मतुल्य. तो इन सब चीजों में you are equal to me, not lesser. Why should I go for lesser when I have you? And who is the woman if she finds someone in this way at par in all these things, will not accept him as husband? And finally, Naraloka Abhiramam, Naraloka Manobhiramam. है ना, सबके मनुष्य लोगों के सबके मनों को अविरमणम आनंद देने वाला आप जैसा कोई है, तो आपको कौन नहीं मानेगा पति के रूप में? तो मैं तो मानती हूँ. So that's how all the 7 wives after रुक्मिणी 16,000 लोग भी इनको भगवान कृष्ण को पति के रूप में स्वीकार किए हैं. So when you are so great, equivalent in all these qualities, who is the Kulavati and matured women who will not choose you and instead of you goes for the second and third grade? So what I am choosing you as Pati is justified. She is justified. If I am wrong, you correct. That's the meaning in the letter. Bhagavan also says, sir, you are also equal to me. It is already seen in the earlier shloka. In the beginning of this prasanga only, when she heard from others and mentally imagined him to be husband, he also heard about her and he thought she is correct to me. So he will not say no to this letter from this Brahmana. So then she gives the idea of, or tells कि tomorrow or day after marriage है, so then I don't want to be taken away by that Shishubala ityadi. So that share which belongs to a lion, how can a lomudi take? How can a jackal take? So Gomayu can, how can it take the part of that lion? You are the lion. I am that. You have to take me, not that Gomayu. In this way, having said, instigated Lord, inspired the Lord, she gives idea as to when and where to come to take her away. Because directly the parents to मानने वाले नहीं, parents तो मान चुके थे, but the elder brother Rukmi, nothing doing, everybody should listen to my order. No, Krishna is my enemy. I'll give her to Chediraj Shishupal. I don't want to go there. So she gives idea. And tomorrow or in the next chapter, we'll see how Krishna comes and in front of everyone, she's ready with her wheels on her feet. Ready kidnap होने के लिए. मजा आएगा वो topic. Let us see it in the continuation. सर्वं कृष्णार्पणम् पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवाव शिष्यते ओम शांति 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 ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि देवसहितं प्रचोदयात् प्राणाय पानमय सर्वब्रह्मणे. ओम नीलमेघश्याम कृष्ण नित्यजगन्मोहन बालगोपाल कृष्ण भव्यमङ्गलवेणुगान लोल वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चोर भक्तजनाधार परमदयावार्धे कृष्ण मुक्ति संधाय कृष्ण गीतामृत पार्थसारथि रूप कृष्ण सर्वमङ्गलम् ॐ न तत्र सूर्यो भातारकं नेमाविद्यबान्धुत्वमग्निः तमे बान्धवात् सर्वं तस्य वासा सर्वैदवातो नारायणाय तन्नो विष्णुमङ्गलं श्रीकुरुक्षेत्र गीताचार्य ओम बोल श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय श्री वेदव्यास शुकदेव सूतानी भागवताचार्य की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंदा गोविंद बोलो भाई समस्त श्रोता भक्त साधक सेवक उपासक जिज्ञासु धर्म संस्थापक गण की जय थैंक यू या अध्यात्म रामायण ओके वी हैव टू डू वन मोर थैंक यू join in 2 minutes